In this video, we're gonna talk about how I like to call it support and resistance levels. Some people call it supply and demand, and other people call it order blocks. No matter how you wanted to call it, at the end of the day, they are important levels of interest that the market reacted in the past and most likely is gonna react the same way in the future. Here, we're gonna talk about what is support and resistance, the types of support and resistance, the high and low quality, how I draw the support and resistance levels in my chart, and how I use support and resistance into my trading strategy. When you truly master the art of finding these important levels in the market, you'll be able to spot profitable trading opportunities pretty easy. Let's start with the basics. What is support and resistance? They are major levels of a structure that are likely to make the market react to certain direction, up or down. Now, what is support? Support are levels where the buyers step in and hold or push the price to the upside. So it will be something like this. We have a support area here, and we have the market coming from the upside, stepping on that area, and buyers stepping in and holding or pushing the price to the upside. Another way can be the market coming from the downside, buyers stepping in, breaking this level and holding it, and keep going to the upside. That's support. Basically, what it means is buyers are winning this race and holding the price at a certain levels or pushing the market to the upside. And resistance pretty much the same, but the other way around. Sellers step in and hold or push the price to the downside. So it would be something like this. We have a level of interest here. The market can come from the down, coming up, and then rejects the level of resistance, and the sellers step in and reject that level, and the market change direction and goes lower. Or the market can come down to a support level. Sellers win here, losing this support, acting as resistance, and then the market keeps going lower. So we have the market comes in a bullish move, hitting, rejecting a rejecting level, and buyers and sellers fighting and then pushing the market to the downside. And here we have market in a downtrend, hitting a support level only for the sellers here to win this battle and losing the buyers the support level, continuing to the downside and then bouncing, and then the support level is acting to a rejection point and the price keeps going down. For me, there are two types of support and resistance, high and low quality. So how do we know that? Let's go with a level here. A low quality support, it will be something like this. It touches one time and then you have a bounce there. You don't have any previous data that it shows us that it has multiple touches or in the past reacted as support and resistance. A low quality resistance, it will be also you have one touch and then it rejects there. We don't have any data that in the past acted as support and resistance, and it only have one touch. What would be a high quality support and resistance? First of all, let's go with the support, and support will be something like this. You have like this, breaks out, retest that support that in the past acted as resistance, and then we have the bounce and upside continuation. So it is a high quality support because in the past, the data is showing us that in the past acted as support, now is acting as resistance. That is a high quality support. in a high quality resistance, it will be something like this. We go down, hold here, breaks that resistance, retest, and we have downside continuation. So in the past, acted as support. You have at least 2 touches and then broke that support, went down, retest that support that now is acting as resistance, and then it keeps going lower. Okay, now that you guys know the basics, let's go through this chart and I'll show you guys how I do it. The first thing that I do is that I go to a daily time frame. What that means is one candlestick is 1 day worth of price action. And I'll always start with today. So if I'm charting today, I'm gonna start with these candlesticks here. Okay, let's start. So the first thing that I can see here is today and the previous days we're using this little label here as support, and let's see how that looks in the past, how that reacted in the past. And it was support, 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 resistance, resistance, support, support, resistance, resistance, support, and resistance here. So we have multiple touches, and in the past it acted as support and resistance, so that for me means that it's an important level. Another level that I will go to is the bottom, right? So the bottom, I can easily see here, we have multiple touches, and then how the market reacted in the past. We have another one. Let's go with another one that I see. We have multiple touches here, reaction, 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 and we have here acting as support. So I will go with this little level here. And let's see if I can spot another one. Yes, it will be here. We have multiple touches, support, resistance, support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. So in the past acted as support and resistance, and we have multiple touches. I like to put my levels where in the past acted as support and resistance. That means those levels are important for the market and it has a strong reaction in the past, and most likely we're gonna have kind of the same reaction in the future, right? So it's our levels that I need to pay attention to. Another one that I can see right here, the price is not there, but it's important to have it in our chart because it reacted a lot as a resistance in the past. Let's see how it's going to react in the future. Okay. Okay, see, we have a support here. This previous resistance, we can see how in the future reacted as support, and then the market moved to the next big level. So that is key when it comes to my trading. The market move level by level. If I'm trading based on a daily support, let's just say I'm playing to the upside and I'm entering on a daily support. That means if the market is bullish, most likely the market is gonna keep moving into the next daily important level that will be the next big resistance. If this level acted as support here and acted as resistance in the past on the daily time frame, most likely if I enter here, the market is gonna move to the next resistance. And the same thing is gonna come in the future because we are on an uptrend, clear uptrend, and the market move level by level, level by level, right? So we have this level acted as resistance in the past, then acted as support. Most likely we're gonna have a reaction there, and the market, because it's bullish, is gonna move to the next daily level, which is this resistance, and then we need to wait and see how it reacts there. And then if that resistance acted as support, the next major move is gonna be most likely into the next daily support or resistance. In this case, it's our resistance because the market is moving to the upside. So the next resistance is this level here. Okay, we now know the basics of spotting your levels, and I'm gonna show you guys my exact support and resistance strategy and how I use it for my entry, my PTs, and my exit. Okay, so like I said before, I use the daily time frame for my support and resistance levels, but I use the 5 minute time frame to enter my trade. Let me show you guys how I use it. Okay, we know the market is on a uptrend, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for entries to play the upside continuation on the 5 minute time frame. I have this level of support here and this level of resistance here that I got it from the daily time frame. So those are the levels that I want to trade. So my entry, it's gonna be either a hold of this support or a break and retest of this resistance that I want to see it acting as support. Now let's see how we can enter a trade here. Okay, so we have the market right at my support, and it's showing me a clear bounce, a strong bullish reaction here, that it was same bullish reaction that we saw in the past. So that will be a signal for me to enter, because it means that this daily level is reacting the same way that it acted in the past. So my entry is always this support, because again the market is on an uptrend. My exit will be my next big level, which is my next resistance, this here. And my risk to reward is, let's see, I'm gonna enter around here. My stop loss will be if it loses this support here, and my PT will be this level here, right? So I'm gonna look to enter as close as possible as I can of the support level, and I'm gonna try to exit near or at this resistance, right? One thing that we can see here is when the market opened, we have a strong reaction here. So this is a weak level. Remember guys that we talk about strong and weak levels. This is a weak level that I need to pay attention to, and it's weak because I don't have any data that in the past reacted as support or resistance. I only have this reaction here when the market opens, so that is morning high that I need to pay attention if I'm playing to the upside here when the market retests this level, this weak level, but still my main level is gonna be this high. I'm entering as close as I can from my support. My stop loss is this low here. My first PT is this high here, but my main one is my main next level, which is this level of resistance. So let's see how the market's gonna react there. Okay, we have a bounce. Okay, okay. The market went down, but it's still holding my support. So my trade might be a little bit red, but there's no reason for me to get out of this trade because it's still holding support. It is not rejecting my support there. It's not acting as resistance. Let's keep watching this. We have consolidation at support. Okay. Okay, what happened here? We have another morning high that we need to pay attention to, but it's a weak reaction point. It's not a strong reaction point. Let's keep watching. So far, even though this is another day in the market, I still have no reason to sell this trade. So the way that I trade is, for me, I will still holding this trade because again, there is no reason for me to sell if it is not losing my support, right? It's not breaking my stop loss. Let's see. Okay, it's at a weak level of resistance. it's rejecting there, another weak level of resistance. And then we have there, look how my major level of resistance is this one, right? So let's take out these weak levels here. We can see how we have reaction of this level, but the market keep going higher. And look how we have a very strong rejection here. This is my major level of resistance, and that's my PT. So that is where I want to get out of this trade, and that is where my trade will be completely done. Okay? See how we should not be panicking over the market. Let me clean a little bit this. We should not be panicking over the market going against me if it's not breaking my stop loss, right? So there's no reason for me to not keep holding this trade. If it is still holding support, it's not making on the bigger time frames lower lows and lower highs, right? We're still holding the uptrend, and then we have a little bit of consolidation around here, but at the end of the day, we have the market going to our PT, and that's where my trade is done there, right? So the way that I trade is I put my levels on the daily time frame. I use those levels on the 5-minute time frame to enter a trade, and then my PT is my next big level, because remember the market move levels by level, so my exit is at my next resistance on the daily time frame. And that, guys, is how you manage a trade when it comes to using levels. You have your market structure that we saw that on the previous video. We have how to read the candlesticks, and then now we have how to use levels to enter, hold, and exit a trade. Pretty simple. We just gotta be patient, follow our plan, and then let the market do its thing, and lock the profits when we get our PT, price target. I want to go through a bunch of charts. I'm gonna show you guys how I put my levels, and I'm gonna do my watch list here. Let's start with SPY. I always start on the daily time frame, so one candlesticks is 1 day worth of price action. Let's start at the top from today into the past. The first clear level that I see is this triple top here. So it's acting as resistance. So I'm gonna put a red. We have resistance, resistance, resistance here. The next level that I see is this little gap here. So we have a gap, and I put gaps blue. I don't know why, but I just put them blue. We have this top here. Okay, so we have that level of support, resistance, 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 support, and we have, I can see a little bit here too, right? We have 3 touches, resistance, and then acted as support. We have SPY on a clear uptrend the past few days. And something that I've seen here is that SPY is kind of looking tired. We have the candlesticks are getting a little bit smaller, and we have 2 days that are of clear reaction here. And I'm looking for a possible rising wedge. I don't know, maybe. So a rising wedge is a bearish pattern that we have when the market is going up, 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 until it gets a little bit higher as resistance, and it might give us a reversal here. I don't know, maybe that happened, but so I don't know what's gonna happen. So what I do is I keep this in mind. I can see how SPY is starting to get tired here, and then for the next market session, what I'm gonna keep in mind is this reaction point So if we have SPY reacting here again, most likely we're gonna see a move to this little gap, and then if SPY keeps acting weak, most likely we're gonna go next level is this one, and then the next level is this one. So we gotta keep that in mind. If SPY use this level of resistance as support, so we wait for a clear, strong break of that resistance. We wait for a pullback, and then we play the upside until, again, new territory, because this is all-time high. So that is a SPY, and that will be pretty much my plan for tomorrow, seeing how SPY is going to react to this big level. Okay, let's go with QQQ. And let's see what we can find here. I can see this stop here. That is support now because the price is way above this previous resistance. We have this high here to keep in mind, to pay attention to. And we have this gap here. This little gap here. Okay. The Q is on a very, very strong bullish move. The last day, it gave us a very strong bullish candlestick, engulfing the one before. I'm not really interested to look for reaction plays. I'm more into looking for a break of this high and wait a little bit for a retest and then play the upside continuation. Let's go with Nvidia. Okay, so Nvidia is a little bit choppy. It's very choppy. So if I see a chart that is too choppy, I'm not really too interested to trade it. But let's put the levels and see if we can find a possible entry for a possible future trade. Okay, so we are on the daily time frame, and we start from today into the past. So the first level that I see is this low here, support, support, resistance, support. So that's the first level that I'm gonna put here. I'm gonna do something like this. That is green because it's support. The next big level that I see is all this reaction point. It's gonna be red, so we can either put two levels. The first one, it will be this one, and then the second one, it will be this one, because we had a very strong reaction here this long week. This is a weird day, because these daily candlesticks had a very strong reaction here at the bottom and a very strong reaction here at the top, right? The next level that I see here is this one here. We have strong reaction here, strong reaction, right? So Nvidia, it looks a little bit choppy, but now that we place our levels, I can see it way better, what it might be the next move. And let's put this one too here. We have this is support. It acted as support here, acted as resistance, support, and it has multiple touches. So that's the other one that I see. And let's see what we could trade here. So we have a clean uptrend, right? We have the past few days, it's on an uptrend. So this reaction here, it could be an opportunity to play the upside continuation, because Nvidia is on a very strong uptrend here, I will say the past few days. So if Nvidia can hold this candlestick low, for me, it will be a very good entry to play a possible move to this high and maybe even this high, and then we see if it goes to all-time high. But why do I think it could be to this high? Most likely because the market again move in levels. So you have a strong move, pullback, strong move, pullback, maybe the next move is gonna be this one. I don't know what's gonna happen. Remember, we cannot trade based on what we think might happen. We need to trade based on the reaction that I see into the levels. So my first reaction, it will be if I see Nvidia holding this support, I'll be entering here and looking for a move to, first of all, this high, and then if this rejection point act as support, I'm gonna keep holding. I'm gonna take profits here because this is my first major resistance, so it is smart to look for lock profits here, and then the next one, it will be this one, and then this one, but we'll see how it reacts to this level of resistance. So Nvidia is a good one. Yeah, at the beginning it looked choppy, but now that we place our levels, it look way better. Okay, so that's Nvidia. That's Nvidia. Let's go with Apple. Okay, let me clean this so we can do the levels together. Okay, okay, Apple. Very, very, very strong upside move, crazy strong upside move. And then what we see here is that Apple is kind of starting to look a little bit higher, so let's put the levels, right? We have the first level here. We have clear rejection point at 244. Yeah, 244, 243.50. No, it's 244. And a little bit higher. Okay, the next level that we can see, I like this high here. I think that's previous all-time high on Apple. Let me check that. Yeah, that's previous all-time high on Apple. So what happens when we have a strong break of all-time high like this? Most likely in the future, we're gonna see a pullback to the previous all-time high, and then if holds there, that will be my trading plan. That will be my entry. So what I like on this chart is if you give me a pullback to this previous all-time high level, I would definitely look for entry here on the 5-minute time frame to play the upside move, most likely to this all-time high, the new all-time high, or even another leg higher. But I don't know if this is gonna go all the way here or if it's gonna stop here, but my entry, it will be but my trading plan, it will be to just wait here for a good pullback and then play the move to this high, and then we'll see how it reacts here. Okay, so that will be Apple. That will be Apple. Let's see Microsoft. Okay, let me clean this up. See how I'm going through the charts previous price action, because I had it like this and I didn't have any levels here. I didn't have any candlesticks here at the top. So I want to see if that is all-time high or how the chart reacted in the past to these levels, right? So I can see clear candlestick reaction there. Long wick reaction. Candlestick reaction. And we have a long wick here at the top, another long wick here at the top. Based on what happened in the past, most likely we can make a trade based on that. So we have Microsoft had a very strong reaction here. We could see the same thing here, I don't know, but it's important to keep that in mind. So all this level is a very important level of resistance that we need to pay attention to. And then what's the next level from today into the past that we could see potential reaction. I will say the next one is this high here. We have double top, we have here, and then we have it here. So it will be something like this. That will be a possible support level. What else? Again, from today into the past. I can see here we have 3 touches. So I like the support. And then we have a little bit of support here too. You have support, resistance, resistance, resistance. And then we have it here, these 2, resistance, resistance, support, right? So those are the important levels that we have on Microsoft. Very strong move to the upside. But for me also, this is a candlestick that I see it as a kind of weak candlestick. Is a reaction candlestick. So for me to trade Microsoft, I will need either a pullback to this level. I like more this level. Yeah, but we will need a pullback to this level or this level. Wait and see if it's gonna hold, and then we play the upside into this level again, this resistance level again, and if we use that resistance as support, we can expect move toward this high here. But this seems like a major level for Microsoft. And I think it's looking a little bit tired. We have reaction, reaction, reaction. Yeah, this candlestick it's kind of the body is a little bit smaller than the ones before. So yeah, Microsoft is not gonna be on my watch list. I like more how the charts are looking for SPY, the Q, and Nvidia. Nvidia is looking way easier than Microsoft. Let's go with another one, Meta. Okay, let me clean this. Okay, so, okay, another one with a very strong uptrend here. Is this all-time high? Yes, it's all-time high on Meta. So we have clean reaction here. And preview, let's mark previous all-time high, which is very, very important. Just like Apple, we know that when a chart breaks to a new all-time high, in the future is gonna go back and retest this previous all-time high, and that will be a perfect entry for us if hold to play the upside continuation. So I will wait for the same thing that I said on Apple. I will wait for a pullback here and then play the upside continuation. First of all, it's gonna, my first PT is gonna be this high, and then if it breaks that high, we'll see where it goes, because this is all-time high now. All right, so with Meta, yeah, I'm just gonna be patient and put a alert here and wait how it's gonna react. I like to place in my alert a little bit before my level of interest, so I can come up and see how I react there, and then I get prepared to take the trade. So that's my alert on Meta. And let me do exactly the same thing with Apple here. I'm gonna put my alert before that level. Okay. What? Amazon? Whoa. Okay. Let's clean this up. Is this all-time high? Yep, that's all-time high. Another very, very strong move. Amazon is still looking very strong. Look at this candlestick. Big, very bullish, most likely high volume, way bigger than the one before. Looks like a very strong move. Most likely we're gonna have some continuation just based on this candlestick. But yeah, so for to trade this, we gotta pay attention to this high here, because if it breaks this high, we can wait for a break, retest, and we play the upside continuation. And previous all-time high is this. So if it pulls back to this level, that will be amazing, so we can enter there. And then also there is a little gap here, so I'm gonna put an alert here just in case we have a pullback to this previous all-time high. But I think Amazon is gonna, based on this candlestick, I think it's gonna break this resistance and keep going higher. So this is a big watch for me. If in the morning breaks this resistance or it gaps up, I will wait for a pullback to this high and then play the upside continuation here. So Amazon is a good one. So far I have SPY. So far I like SPY, I like Q, I like Amazon, and I like Apple and Meta, but I don't think I'm gonna get a trade tomorrow. I think it's gonna be just I'll be just waiting for those big pullback that I'm looking for on Apple and Meta to play the upside continuation. Okay, let's look for Google. Okay, let me clean this. Okay, these have clean upside, but it's a little bit weird how we have this very strong reaction here, bearish candle, and then we have two bullish candle, one before and one after, so it's kind of like weird price action there. But let's go with levels, right? We have reaction here. It's kind of weird. I will go here, and then we have this high here. That's red. That's gonna be red. And we have another little level here. Okay, so I don't love this chart because I don't like this reaction here, but we could kind of guess if Google use this level as support, most likely it's gonna go to the next big level, and if react as resistance, most likely it's gonna go to the next big level support here. This one here. Oops. Yeah. So yeah, Google is not gonna be on my watch list. I don't love this chart. Let's go with Tesla. Okay, let's clean this up. Okay, is this all-time high or we need to go back? I'm gonna go with the weekly. Okay, we can see here how in the weekly we have reactions here, resistance. Look at those long wicks here. We have, this is all-time high. So I'm gonna go with the daily so it's easier for you guys to see it. Okay, so we have, let's start with today into the past. This is the daily time frame. A lot of gaps up here, but yeah, very strong move to the upside. Very bullish trend. You can see here. Okay, yeah, so very bullish trend. It's kind of like consolidating, gap up, consolidate, gap up, another gap up, pulls back, consolidates, gap up, and then just keep doing that. Okay, so from today into the past, we have, this was resistance here. Now it looks like it's acting as support, so we have multiple touches, more than 3, and acting as support, and then in the past it was acting as resistance, so that means is a important level to watch out. And then, okay, so we have these. I don't have any candlesticks here that I can compare to see if I can spot a level. So we need to go in the past and see if Tesla has any price action around above what it is right now, right? So, okay, so we can find here, I think that is all-time high on Tesla. Yeah, that's all-time high on Tesla. So a lot of wicks, a lot of wicks. Okay, all-time high, we have it here. Clear rejections there. We can see how it reacted here, here, here. 400, important psychological level. So let's put a level there. Resistance, 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 support here. Okay, so we have 2 levels there. And then this 380 level looks like an important level also. Let's go like that, even though the market, Tesla is above that level, so it might react as support here. Look, support, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. So let's see how that looks on today. All right. Okay, so Tesla definitely very strong, very bullish price action. I will say either breaks this high here and keeps going to this level, or it can give us a pullback to either this level here. I will say the best pullback to enter Tesla now, it will be this one here, because that was previous strong resistance and then acted as support. So I like more this resistance, now support, to enter to play the upside continuation. And I do think that Tesla is gonna retest all-time high, maybe breaking that level, but we'll see. But yeah, I think the best entry will be for being patient and wait for this pullback here to play the upside continuation. Right? Let's see, Broadcom. Okay, very strong move, a bullish move here. Clean uptrend. It was on a very strong downtrend, and then we can see here how change direction. Is this all-time high on Broadcom? Yep. Okay. So this is a very strong bullish engulfing candle. Most likely we're gonna have an upside continuation, because that's what happened in the past when we had candles like that. Most likely, it's not 100% certain, but most likely we have upside continuation. Okay, I can see a resistance here. I will say all this level is resistance. All-time high, and then we have a bunch of wicks here. I think it's a little bit smaller, like that. Okay, and then we have this high here. Look how it reacted in the past. So we have this little high here, and then from today into the past, we can see the support here. Okay. How would I trade this? I think it's a little bit difficult to trade this, but to swing trade it at least. But if break this high, it will be the next move. It will be this retest of all-time high, I will say. And if it rejects, most likely we're gonna see a pullback to either this high or this high. I like more this high, so I think if Broadcom gave us a pullback to this previous resistance, and then that resistance acted as support, we could see a bounce to this high, or even the next leg up to all-time high. So it's either a pullback, holds, and we enter here, or breaks this high, this resistance act as support, and then we can expect more upside here into this resistance. I would like more a pullback here, because the risk to reward is definitely way better entering here than entering here, because for me it's too close to resistance. So it's not really a trade that I will look to enter. Not enough juice for me. Yeah, it's just too small move. I like more this, but any of these two scenarios can play out. What else? SMH. Okay, let's clean up this. Okay, this is a very choppy chart. Not such a clean trend like the other ones, but it's definitely making higher highs and higher lows here. This looks like a pullback to the support. Definitely looks like a pullback to the support, so it could definitely be a break and retest. So yeah, if it holds here, I think we could see with time, and if the entire market is bullish, especially chips are bullish, I do think we could see major move to this high here. But the first one, we need to pay attention to this little resistance here. I will say it like that. So yeah, if this level really hold, I think this is a pretty good entry to play the upside continuation. I do like this one. I do like this one. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So my watch list is gonna be SMH. I do like SMH. Oh, let's see what is another one that I had in my mind. Okay, let's clean this up. I want to show you guys this chart. HD Home Depot. So Home Depot is making a new high. This is a new high, but previous high is here. So I'm waiting for this one to pull back here, fill this little gap that it has, and then I'll be looking for a hold of this level, previous all-time high, and I'm looking to play the upside continuation. And it's showing clear reaction signs here. We can see how the candlesticks are very, like the body of the candlesticks are very small. It has a bunch of wicks at the top and also at the bottom, so that's indecision. So I do think it's very possible to see a pullback here, and that will be perfect for us to play the upside continuation. I'm gonna put a alert here, and wait and see how it's gonna react to this level. I do like a lot this chart. So yeah, that will be my watch list. So we have SPY, possible reaction play here. I don't know if that is this rising wedge is gonna play out, but definitely looking weak here. It's looking tired. The Q, I really like how this candlestick closed on the Q, very strong. So I'm gonna watch this high here. If can use this high as support, definitely I'm gonna look to play the upside continuation here. If we see very weak market, I'll wait for the Q to fill this gap to play the upside continuation. But I like this a lot. This possible play here a lot. Apple, I'm just putting my alert here, and I'm just gonna wait for Apple to give me a pullback. Yeah, I played Apple if that happens. Meta, pretty much the same thing. I'm not gonna be looking into Meta unless it gives me this pullback here. Nvidia, I do like a lot of this Nvidia pullback, break and retest here. So if he holds there, I'm looking to play the upside first of all into this resistance and then the next one. SMH. Really like this hold here. Another possible break retest. Most likely, if hold, I'm gonna look to play the upside here. And the one that I like the most, but I need this pullback is HD. So yeah. So yeah, that's my watch list, and that's how I place my level. And I just wait patiently for those trade to come to me, and I'm not gonna chase anything. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.